Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight we're coming to you, of course, live and exclusive on Top Split TV for round 5. Let's find the button. Round 5 of Sunday Night Lights, season 29 here at Barber Motorsports Park. Good field turnout once again. We have 19 of the best folks going around, touch over 5k strength of field. Massive night of racing here ahead of us as the guys wind down in practice. They're all getting their money's worth, getting out there in amongst it. Massive field here tonight, led by some of the best going around, which is fantastic to see. 8 minutes, of course, 2 flying laps and an out lap. Just trying to find the first of our drivers who's taking the track to run through them here tonight, and there he is, Mr. Pablo Espes. He's had a bit of a season, leads the standings at the moment, doesn't do a lot of races as best as I can tell, but he's been dominating the proceedings with you know, some hard fast action, big sends, all sorts of stuff for the young Spaniard. Adam Miles yet to, he's just coming out of the pits now for Miles Ahead Racing. There he is, young Adams, hoping to shirk the bridesmaids tag, never having won a race here on a Sunday night. Tim Hendrickson back in the series on a bit more of a regular basis these days for Team Torpedo. The Flying Dutchman out there in the orange and blue livery once again. Rasmus Viori, Finnish driver who is setting the Skippy world alight. His racing is clean, his pace is exquisite, and he's right up the front of these big races. Great to see him out there. Leading the ANZ charge once again tonight will be McFlurry Racing's Brett McBurney, who's got a lot of pace here at Barber, looking to put it to good use here tonight once again. Car number 6, the half Frenchman living in Thailand, Mr. Dimitri Philippides, joins us once again as the 6th rated car in here. He's already getting up nice and healthy. Have him in P6 or rated number 6 here in a 5k strength of field. Takumi Yamato, the leading, I should say, it's not the sole but the leading Japanese representative here tonight for Nagai Racing School. Car number 7, great in quality, good pace in a Skippy. Look to see him play a part here tonight. Head clown, one Vasco Sorowski, one of 2 clown cars in the field here tonight for Team Clowns. Vasco's put in the yards this week once again. Expect him to figure prominently as well. If he can put it together in quali, he can put it together in the race. Neil Gardner for ANZ as well, captain almost 499. Not sure if he got there in the end. I know he was chasing it once again in the very shiny new red livery. Car number 9, seated number 9 here tonight. Car number 10, Xavier Sanchez, the Spaniard's biggest streamer, or close to, if not. Very popular Spanish streamer, Mr. Sanchez. And word from the chat is that 499 was returned to the captain in Neil Gardner. Car number 11 here tonight. First of the Team Milo cars. Team Milo boss man himself, newly minted. Well, he was newly minted 5k driver, but he's just ticked under in the racing today. So almost 5k driver, Mr. Russell Clark. Mark Lay, the second of the clown cars in the field here tonight in his blue and yellow liveried machine. Mark Lay, one of the good guys out there, presses the point when he needs to. Certainly likes his racing hard in the Skippy. Second of the Team Milo cars for ANZ here tonight is one Luke Whitten. Car number 13, lucky for some. Expect him, if he puts it together, to be right up there as well. Don't let the number on the car fool you. He is lightning fast as the times start tumbling in. Espes leading the way with the 36.4 opening lap. That is outstanding. And right up there with the best in the world. Car number 14, Hideki Ogihara. Ogihara-san is the second of the Japanese drivers for Nagai Racing School here tonight. 15th, Roddy van der Maiden. Apologies if I've pronounced that incorrectly, sir. Sim Racing Team Netherlands. We know where he's from. He's Dutchman, just like the Flying Dutchman up the front. Car number 16 here tonight, Akira Nakajima-san, also from Nagai Racing School, joins us once again. Great to see Nakajima-san out there competing with the best in the world. Car number 16, Ryan Chenoweth, the Wildlife Warrior, sticks it provisionally in P9. Car number 17, Goose Juice Racing. Great fella, great to see him out there as well. And the final, oh no, we've got the final two cars. Another couple of ANZ drivers, Paul Wilson, regular in the Skippy community, grinning from ear to ear every time he gets a run in the top split on a Sunday night. And the final driver here, one of many ANZ drivers. Great to see so many ANZ drivers in a 5K strength of field. Ryan Portelli rounds them out. Pablo Espes still setting the track alight. What's he done? Backs out of it. 36.3. Rasmus Fiori grabs the top step on the qualifying tree just ahead of Hendrickson. McBurney's rounding out his lap. What's he got currently in P5, P6? And only good enough to stay in P6 as it turns out. Is there anyone still out there? We've got a couple still coming in. Ogihara about to come across the line. Adam Miles crosses as well as he improved. Only good enough for P7. His qualifying woes continue. Just trying to spot them as they come across. Swarovski didn't set a time first time round. Danger for the clown car. Sitting all the way down in P18 at the moment. Crosses the line. Jumps up to P7. He'll be there. He'll be there in the action. Crossing the line now. The Wildlife Warrior. What's he got for us? 37.1. Stays in P13. Next will be Team Milo's Luke Whitten. What's he got for us as he closes out? Like I said, he's got some fantastic pace here. Can he show us what he's got? Only a 37.3 opening lap. What's he got for the second time round? Drops it up to P8. Well done, young man. Roddy Vandermaiden is the final driver across the line. And that'll do, Quali. Let's run through the starting order for the big one here tonight. On pole, Rasmus Fiori, gentleman and a scholar from Finland, with a 36.299, one of the best times of the week there, closely followed by 4.5 100s, Team Torpedoes, Flying Dutchman, Tim Hendrickson. Pablo Espes leading Spaniard in the field there, 1/10 off pole, starting from the second row in third, just ahead of Takumi Yamato, the leading Japanese driver here tonight off the grid. Dimitri Philippides from France starts us off in the third row, just ahead of the leading ANZ driver for McFlabby Racing, Brett McBurney. Closely followed by the head clown, Vasco Swarovski, out of P7 tonight. Starting beside him, another ANZ driver for Team Milo, Luke Whitten. First UK&I driver in the field, Adam Miles, starts out of P9 tonight, just ahead of Akira Nakajima, who's done an outstanding job in quality to put it inside the top 10. Just ahead of Mark Lay, who starts out on the 6th row in P11. Beside him will be Hideki Ogihara, the third of the three Japanese drivers here tonight. Going over the page now, 13th off the grid will be Neil Gardner for ANZ. Captain, again, 499. Starting off the 7th row. Next to him will be the Wildlife Warrior for Goose Juice Racing, Ryan Chenoweth. Starting for 15th tonight will be Paul Wilson for ANZ, Roddy Vandermaiden out of 16th, Russell Clark the third, the Team Milo boss man out of 17th, Ryan Portelli from ANZ out of 18th, and Xavier Sanchez starts from the final spot on the grid as the red lights come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are away for the first of 15 laps here tonight as Fred the Flag Marshal vigorously waves his flag in the background. Interesting line there from Fiori. He had the racing line open but chose to dive hard and fast from a compromised entry into turn 1, and that will put him under threat early on into turn 5, one of the primary passing opportunities, and Espes already getting very, very busy. Are they going to be 3 wide in the first stages of the first lap? No, they're not. Philippides shows the nose on Yamato, but not in any real threat. As side by side they go for the lead already. There's a mess in the background. McBurney falling like a stone. There's a massive pile up in turn 5 for the first time round. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to go through the telemetry to find it as they continue side by side through the waterfall for the first time. And it's Viore still leading them side by side. They're almost 3 wide after a fashion through the waterfall for the first time. I was not expecting passing opportunities to be so early and so vigorous. We'll go back and look at that accident in a moment, but the action up front is incredible to open this one out. Are they 2 wide? Are they 3 wide? This angle doesn't show us. And it is, in fact, Viore moving backwards. He's gone back 2 spots on the back straight as they come out the tunnel for the first time through this crucial final sector. This is where the race will be decided. It might sound like a throwaway line or a cliche, but that final run through the tunnel and the final sector will absolutely decide this race if they're still in a pack like this one. Now, can I take a breath and go back and find the accident that set us all off? Oh, there's so many red things in my telemetry. Let's go see what happened back here. This looks like it. Coming down, Swarovski down the inside on McBurney. They're side by side. They're okay. Oh, it's really squeezed there. He was there and the door shut. And that was what started it. And from there, it's a big pile up. There's plenty of time, but they're also compressed and close together. A few get around. There's a Milo car going around the outside, perhaps Witten. And then, oh, it's just tragedy and a real mess. Some of the high flyers of the field out in that one early. Easy to happen there, I have to say. Unfortunate when it does, though. It takes some of the prominent ANZ drivers taking each other out, which is, like I said, quite a tragedy from an ANZ perspective. But up front now, middle stage is lap 2. We've got Hendrickson from Espers, Viore. He'll be there at the end, I promise you. All being equal, barring incident. These guys will fight it out tooth and nail. Great to see Philippides. He's put some effort in here this week, currently running in 4th, ahead of Yamato, who is once again in the action. Like I said, we don't see a lot of Yamato in the series these days, off racing their very popular F4s and F3s. But great to see when he does come back, he remains competitive. 37.6, 37.1 I should say. The times are starting to fall now as they've settled into their racing up front. Gardner setting the fastest time in draft with a 36.8. Nothing like the quali times that we've already seen, of course, but it's still early and I expect the times to tumble as we are once again led by Hendrickson. Espers tucked in behind. I can tell you those two have had some fiery racing here tonight already. The last one didn't end pretty, and this is where all the chips are on the table. Team Torpedo leading us away at this point. Espers behind, flying the Spanish flag with the flying Finn. We've got a flying Dutchman and a flying Finn, all in the provisional podium positions. A bit of alliteration there for those playing at home. Philippides, Yamato. I tell you what, it's quite an international flavour here tonight. They're the only 2 nations. There are 3 nations who appear twice in the top 10. You got the Spaniards with Espers and Sanchez, Sanchez is up 9 positions to sit inside the top 10 after a couple of laps. Sanchez, amazing. He picked his way clean through from the back, that big melee at the start, and he's up to P10. Yeah, as I was saying, the 2 Spaniards, then you've got the 2 Japanese drivers, Yamato and Nakajima. Nakajima having an outstanding drive. Gambatte Nakajima-san. He's doing a fantastic job at the moment, sitting there in P7 again, picking his way through the traffic and the incident early on. Fantastic work from the Japanese driver. I don't know that he's ever been that high in the standings. Luke Witten leads the ANZ charge now. And again, he has got pace to go on with it. If he can stay in touch here, perhaps put a move on Yamato and maybe even threaten the guys up front, depending on how they decide to race. Or as how they decide to race, Viore having a look there. And side by side, Hendrickson not getting the run perhaps that he wanted. Perhaps feeling the heat from behind with Espers. But there you go. There's our 3 nations. Quite a broad range of folks here from all around the world coming to this big race each week and giving a real international flavour and real credibility to the standard and the appeal of the evening. Now this front pack, of course, still led by Hendrickson. Leads the way. The fastest lap set that time by Pablo Espez last time round with a 36.1. I expect these guys to get into the 35s at some stage here tonight. Mid to low 35s is about as fast as you can pedal a skippy around here. Bit of smoke in the background. Is that Yamato stepping out under the pressure of Witten? Witten needs to get a wriggle on here. He can't afford, if he wants to move forward, he needs to do it quickly, because if he's going to put... Oh, as we lose one in the background. Who was that? No, it was a bit further back. It was a Gardner. Gardner was in it up to his eyeballs in that second pack. Does what so many... Pinches a break through turn one for his trouble. Does what so many have done through the final corner this week. Just clipped the grass. And he did fantastically well, not only to save it, but to keep it out of the wall. So many folks have done that this week as well. Espez now looks to make a move into the braking zone at 5. Forces Hendrickson to go wide. Hendrickson does indeed run wise. Let the car track out. Takes the inside line into the waterfall. It's just not the same in the Skip Barber series anymore. The big lunge at 5 used to mean a pass, but these days the outside line will often give you the inside into the waterfall. But this time the clean run, the better drive out of the corner was had by Hendrickson, who defends around the outside of 5 to give him the inside at the waterfall. Strategy aplenty to play out here tonight, folks. The guys will have to think 3, 4, 5 corners in advance. They'll have to think multiple laps at a time about where they want to position their car in this pack and on the track, and how they want to put the guy in front or behind off their line so that they can maintain the position. It's one of the highest quality factors of the Skip Barber series is when the pace is on up the front. It doesn't matter, well, I should say, it doesn't matter if it's up the front or in the middle or at the back. You've got strategy that comes into play as well as pace. You've got to have the pace to begin with, but then you've got to have the smarts to go with it and the skill to pull it off at the end. These guys in the front pack know all about that. A front pack at 6 laps into this race. A 35s have started to fall. We've done a 35.8 as the fastest lap by Philippides. The multinational Philippides setting the fastest lap early on. As we've got a lot of this race to go, Espez once again sort of half showing the nose, but more in defence, one would think, as Viore quite content to settle there. Now Sanchez leading the secondary pack now. Gardner shows the nose, brakes deep on the inside there, pinches that inside left again on the front. No move there for him on Nakajima. Oh, beg your pardon, on Wilson ahead of Gardner at the moment. Nakajima's clear in this one. Nakajima having the race of his life so far. Again now, we got Wilson showing the nose on Sanchez. Sanchez, one of the most experienced drivers in many categories, although might be short of a lap here this week, and perhaps getting caught out by some of the regulars in the Skippy field here in this secondary pack. Meanwhile, back up front, the pace is still well and truly on. We've got Hendrickson and Espez, Viore, Philippides, Yamato, Witten. Some of the quality in this field is outstanding. Look at the different lines they're taking. By the time he got back into Witten with all that draft, fearing the understeer, he was so tight through into the second to last corner. No moves yet. These guys content seemingly to run their laps at this stage, or perhaps the pace is on so much as we duck into a 35.7 by Philippides, 4 deep in the draft once again. Perhaps the pace is so hot up on front there that they have not yet got to run enough to make a legit move. But I can tell you, as the laps wind down, the moves will come. Whether they're legit or not, time will tell. But the pressure will be there, and the pressure to pass will be a big factor here tonight by the end. Wilson and Sanchez once again side by side through 5, and Gardner now pressing his claims. He's going to force Wilson to take a compromised line, or is he indeed? He's going to go, oh, surely not 3 wide. Captain 499. Oh, it's this offset 3 wide almost, and they get it sort of fantastic for Wilson there. He got the better drive out of 5 and got the inside into the waterfall and gets it done on one of the best going around. in Xavier Sanchez. I can tell you on his stream, he will be talking at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's a fantastic watch. Heikki, look up Heikki under the iRacing category. I can't remember the number on the end of it. But it's a fantastic watch and great for the Spanish community that he's a strong supporter in the Skip Barbers. As we duck back up front, we've got Hendrickson, who might also be streaming here tonight. Osmia is his channel. And there's a few streamers in here. Espez has been known to stream as well on Twitch. Certainly Philippides on Tiger Dim over there on Twitch as well. So you can plenty of onboard shots here tonight if you wanted to pick your poison, so to speak. Gardner also streaming in and around Sanchez in this second battle pack. Seems to be where the elbows are out, and a lot of action going on right through here and behind them too. I'm going to check out here. Portelli's in a scrap with the Wildlife Warrior in Chenoweth. Van der Maiden as well. Here we go. The move being made there. Oh, heavy under brakes. That was not going to work. Chenoweth drives away from it. Oh, it wasn't Chenoweth actually. It was Van der Maiden, I think, drives away. Hendrickson, he's gone. What have we missed? Let's go check out what happened here with Hendrickson. Oh, wow. That is less than ideal. I want to take another look at that one, please. I've got to get a quick flip onto the speed. So they come in. They're side by side into the waterfall. Hendrickson with the inside line here. What does that mean? They're still side by side. This is for the lead, don't forget. Nobody giving an inch. Hendrickson really tight on the inside curb there at the top of the waterfall. And then, yeah, look, two cars just not really fitting there, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and have a look at that one close to detail, to be honest. I couldn't pick it from that angle. But let's go check back up the front. Hendrickson not happy, not having a happy night here tonight. The warm-up race, he came a cropper right at the death, and death was what he experienced pretty early on in this one. Now, side by side still, the action is pressed. This time by Philippides up the inside of Viore. Espez, oh, he's clipped the grass. That'll see Viore go through. Philippides now pressing his claim to lead this one. And side by side in the background, you got Yamato and Espez. It'll be Viore, though, that'll come out on top here as Philippides just squeezes in front of Espez there to get it done. Here's the risk, though. Viore has got pace for days. Any sort of a gap now, if he dares get a whisper or a sniff of a breakaway, he will be extremely difficult to catch. Espez all over the danger there, all over the back of Philippides, trying to get past as quick as he can to ward off that threat, and that he does through the tunnel this time round. Mid stages, or the closing stages of lap 9 this time round. Espez now on the hunt. He's only got to hunt down about 6.5 tenths, open up to 7th as they come through the penultimate corner. All sorts of pressure from Philippides, opens up the final corner once again, trying to get the drive. It's back to 5.5 tenths though, and by the end of this, no doubt they'll be well and truly in play. Interesting, Hendrickson's only 3 seconds off the back. 3 seconds off the back ahead of the lonely Nakajima. And Gardner now leading the blue cars out of it. Gardner now got a little bit of a breakaway through this one. And I apologize, I miscalled that earlier accident, but I saw the leader having a moment and had to go check that one out as well. But there was certainly a move down here. I think it might have been Portelli and Van der Maiden. And Van der Maiden got away with that one. Portelli with a big dive up the inside, locking the brakes. Excuse me. And that was all she wrote. Now, look at the pace on display. Look at the pace on display. Up front, Viore maintaining a 4 tenths gap. Question from the crowd. What was the ticket to ride here tonight? It was car 19 was a 33.79 in Ryan Portelli, all the way up to car number 1 at 76.78. So the price of admission, quite reasonable. There's massive lunge there through the outside and then back to the inside through the tunnel. And as we come out of the tunnel this time round, it is once again Espes being, oh, beautiful around the outside from Viore. Compromises the entry, but forces Espes wide, and it'll be Viore taking the run up to the inside. Oh, but look at Philippides, wants a piece of it. Is he going to make it 3 wide into turn 1? No, but he'll be under fire from Yamato. Oh, beautiful driving. 2x2 through the opening sector. 3 wide almost as they go through turn 2, 3. The sweeping double right-hander. Witten trying to get a part of this. Yamato's come through, and side by side they remain into the hard braking zone, the threshold braking zone at turn 5. Espes will have the inside, but the deep braking Viore around the outside momentarily hops into the lead, but we'll get the drive and the line into the waterfall. Will history repeat though? Will they try and go 2x2? And tell you what this is doing, this is bringing Hendrickson right back into it. He's only 1.7 behind. Side by side they go through the waterfall once again. Can they make it? A lot more space this time. Oh, Espes cuts back, crosses over almost the line of Viore, and Viore, Espes continue to go side by side. Viore sees the line, but behind they're still going side by side. Philippides and Yamato. Witten, where's he come from? The clouds. Got the drive of a lifetime. Can he make use of it? Oh, Philippides comes back on. Side by side through the tunnel they go once again. Witten will likely get the move done, but still Yamato continues to hang on. And look at this, Hendrickson trying to follow Witten through. He's come straight back into it. Pace to... Oh, he's collected. Oh, he's continued on. I'll have a bit of room, thank you, says Hendrickson. Yamato collects it up. Beautiful save there from the Japanese driver. Witten now moved up 4 positions into P4 with a hard-charging Dutchman behind him. Side by side, Espes and Viore once again through the opening corner. Philippides tries to throw the nose up the inside at turn 2, turn 3. Fantastic action here at the front. It went from a freight train to just action-packed in moments. Side by side once again into turn 5. This is bringing the Flying Dutchman in the blue and orange mobile behind as Viore gets squeezed in the mid stages of turn 5, but gets the run out as well. Will he have the run? Will he cut over and defend, or will he leave the door open for Espes? I think he's going to leave the door open. He'll be on the outside this time into the waterfall. Beautiful side-by-side control. Will he cut back and keep the drive on the outside? Beautiful control from all drivers involved there. That's how you do it, folks, if you've tried it here during the week. That, my friends, is how you do it. Oh, what a drive did Viore get through the lightning-fast chicane in the middle of the big back section of the straight. This time defends into the tunnel on the inside. Goes around the outside of the second part. Philippides looking to... Oh, beautiful drive. How does Viore get that drive, though? Look at the speed he maintains around the outside of the closing stages of the sector. Gives the room and nothing more. Espes takes full advantage of it, but Viore... Oh, will he be cut back here? Will Espes get the inside run into turn 1? We've still got 3 to go when they cross the line. I don't know if my heart can take it. This time, Espes up the inside at turn 1. Viore holds it around the outside of turn 1, gets the inside run at turn 2. That'll give him, surprisingly, the outside defensive line. And Hendrickson already past Witten. Hendrickson on a mission. He's side by side with Philippides this time round. The top 5 putting on a show for the ages. Braking zone, heavy. Threshold, hardest braking zone on the circuit. Philippides up the inside of Viore this time round. Side by side they will go. Tell me Hendrickson doesn't make it 3 wide into the waterfall. Steam coming out the ears from the earlier incident, the earlier races. Side by side they go. Philippides gets there through. They sort of get it side by side, sort of line astern. Hendrickson back up into P3. What a recovery from the Flying Dutchman. Unbelievable stuff. Gets ahead of 2 drivers in the single waterfall, all but. And meanwhile, Yamato's back on the back of this as well, looking to reclaim his position in the top 5. Goes side by side. Whoops, I clicked one too far. Goes side by side with Witten. and they get it done. Oh, only just enough room there. Cutting a bit of the grass is the green liveried Milo Mobile of Luke Whitten. All right, settle down, take a deep breath, folks. We've got 2 to go this time round. Unbelievable racing here tonight up front. I haven't had to change out to any other backs to follow any other action because this is where it's been for the second half of the race. Espes on front now. Hendrickson, has he got any damage? There's a bit of a gap there, 7/10. He's going to want to get a wriggle on. In all honesty, he's going to want to get a real wriggle on because these two, unless they battle, and battle they might, Fiori's going to take the outside braking zone. No, he cedes the corner, recognises the value of the half a second that they've got. Although Espes runs wide. Is that in defence into the waterfall? Oh, cuts back and forces Fiori tight onto the outside racing line into the waterfall. Side by side they go. Once again, yes, they do. Once again, showing the viewers at home how it can be done. Once again, it is Hendrickson taking the natural racing line, uncompromised. And he is back in it, folks. He's back. Hendrickson right into the mix straight away. Shows the nose on Espes. Will he? Oh, he's got the run too through the fast chicane out the back. Straight this time where he's looking for room. He's looking to show the nose where he can. Will he get the inside here? But Fiori has incredible pace through the tunnel and uses it once again to come out a car length in front around the outside. Unbelievable. White flag lap, folks. Time to win it or wear it. And win it or wear it, they will. Oh, Hendrickson shows the nose through the final corner to compromise Fiori's line. He knows he's got to get 2 passes done this lap. He's got to get them done quickly. He's got to get one of them done quickly if he hopes to get 2 done. Here we go. Through the first sector. Quietly they go. Somewhat mild-mannered, you might say. All eyes looking forward to the car in front. All those except Espes, who's got his eyes firmly fixed on his markers and his mirrors. Which way will they go? Fiori moves to the outside. Espes does not cover the inside. Deep goes Hendrickson. 3 wide they go through turn 5. Unbelievable. No contact, no incident points. Fiori gets a mega drive. Has he got anywhere to go with it though? 3 wide up the straight between turn 5 and turn 6. Contact, rubbing. Straight line through the waterfall they go this time round. Espes and Hendrickson. No beg your pardons up the straight on the run to the waterfall. This time out the back. They've got the fastest chicane in the known universe. 4th gear, flat out. Left, right. What sort of drive? Where will they position their car? Espes claims the inside of the track. Oh, contact again. Changing lines on the straight. Side by side now. Fiori's got the run. No, he's got it checked and he's off in the grass. Filippides looking to take advantage. Espes and Hendrickson, they come into the final series of corners. Espes takes a defensive line. Hendrickson, what's he got for him? He's going to show the nose up the inside of the final corner. Yes, here he is. How does he get that done? Runs him wide on the final corner. That's going to cost him though. Filippides, oh, there's a massive accident. And it's going to be Espes again. He's done it again somehow. I've got to go back. Hang on. We've got to go back and see what happened here. Hang on. Where's the... Here, let's go check. I got lost in all the melee here. So... Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, folks. Let's try again. Come on. Oh, come on. Cameras, please. Checkered flag. All right. Now we're going to slow that down. We're going to go TV1. There we go. So Hendrickson somehow managed to get it up the inside of Espes. And then as we run on, understeers out. Espes has got nowhere to go. Hendrickson opens the wheel and almost follows him out. Espes keeps it pinned. Hendrickson just... I don't know what happened there. And then comes across and hits Filippides. Filippides then spinning asunder and the front pack is decimated. Somehow Espes gets through all that and goes on for the win. Who knew the grass had so much grip? And Espes goes through to take a win. from Viore. Yamato takes out a famous podium. Witten in P4, and Nakajima, with the drive of his life, comes across the line in 5th. I'll tell you what, there'll be some conversations going on. I'm glad I haven't got the live radio on at the moment, or the chat, because there'd be some stuff going on, I can tell you. I think I might have to be cautious who I bring up for an interview, just quietly. Anyway, let's go check out the race results. Pablo Espes at the... I've got to tell you, I did not think he was going to win that on the exit of the final corner. Wow. But that's what it's got to be, about his 3rd win of the season. Unbelievable. Fiore rewarded for his lightning pace and ability throughout, honestly, the first half of the season. He's been the benchmark for many of us out there, and he's managed to grab P2 here tonight through what was an unbelievable finish to the race. Luke Witten is back, folks. He got 2nd at Bathurst. He got 3rd here tonight with perseverance above anything else, honestly. And perseverance and pace. A bit more alliteration for you. Fantastic drive for Luke Witten. 2 podiums in 2 weeks. Takumi Yamato for Nagai Racing School. Fantastic. It's interesting. My telemetry on my left side has him in 3rd and Witten in 4th, and yet the race results on my screen have him in the order reverse. So, I don't know, the timekeepers will be able to tell us at some point. Akira Nakajima, congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu, Nakajima-san. Well done. What a fantastic drive from Nakajima-san. He's finished inside the top 5, just ahead of the action in Tim Hendrickson. Action followed him everywhere here tonight. What a recovery he did to get where he was in a position to win the race. And then I'm not sure what happened there at the end there. You'd have to ask the drivers involved, in all honesty. And I'm sure they're asking each other at the moment. Neil Gardner there in P7, picking up the pieces after an adventurous race by his standards. Saw a couple of moments from Mr. Gardner, and he's still come away with a good result in P7. Up 6 positions, if you don't mind, to finish there in P7. P8 tonight was the Wildlife Warrior, up half a dozen himself there in P8, Ryan Chenoweth. Xavier Sanchez, who started last here tonight, managed to clean up 10 overtakes in amongst an action-packed evening to finish inside the top 10 in 9th. Roddy van der Weyden up 6 positions himself to finish inside the top 10. And a fantastic effort for himself. Brett McBurney came back after the opening lap melee, down 5 positions, but finishing inside the points, the SNL points, in P11. Russell Clark III, Team Milo Bossman. He's finished in 12th inside the SNL points. Not sure that he picks up. No, he's a bit further away from his 5K dream at the moment, but no doubt he'll pick some up during the week. Paul Wilson for ANZ down there in 13th position, up a couple himself, just ahead of one of the clown cars in Mark Lay down there in 14th. 15th tonight was Ryan Portelli from ANZ, who snuck into the field as car 19, finished in 15th here tonight. Dimitri Philippides, who all but on for a win, his shattered dreams through the final corner through no fault of his own, all the way down in P16 after driving a really heady race, I have to say. Doff my hat to you, Mr. Philippides. You drove very well in that one and was just desperately unlucky to get blindside T-bone there in sight of the finishing line as well. Desperately bad luck. Adam Miles, unlucky again here tonight, finishing all the way down in 17th, just ahead of the head clown, Mr. Vasco Sorowski, some 26 seconds off the lead. And finally, the final driver in the field here tonight, third of the Japanese drivers, Hideki Ogihara-san, all the way down in 19th. Friends, that was quite incredible, honestly. Yeah, that was something there at the finish. I'm going to go back and watch that at some point in the not too distant future and check that one out again, because there was some stuff going on there that I couldn't quite catch. Anyway, so at least not on my own. Anyway, we've got someone waiting in the green room here. We have the wildlife warrior himself, Mr. Ryan Chenoweth. Ryan, mate, that was something there at the end. How was the racing out there for you tonight, mate? Up 6 into 8th, inside the top 10. Not a bad night out.
Oh, I'm pumped, Alex. I'm bloody pumped. That's my best result yet. And I drove really well and had some good battles there. It was bloody awesome.
Fantastic, mate. Really glad to hear it. Top strength of field too, mate. It was a big field out there. 19 cars, 5K strength of field. You're in good company and inside the top 10 in P8, mate. Nothing to sneeze at there.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It was it was bloody awesome. I put a bit of time into it this week, and I actually I had a little bit of pace.
Yeah, mate, I'd agree with that. I'd seen you in a few out there and on a couple of the streams, and I thought you were mixing it up well this week. And the effort certainly paid off here tonight with the best result. Mate, and up 6 positions, driving through the field somewhat, starting from 14th. Handy that I should say that efforts have finally come in handy here tonight, man.
Yeah, that's right. I just wished I could put together a decent qualifying lap, but anyway, I'm here.
Beautiful, mate. Well, congratulations. Really strong performance. Fantastic effort there, mate. Glad to see you get your best result here as well. Well inside the points in the top split in a 5K strength of field is an absolutely outstanding effort. But listen, before I let you go, mate, anyone like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, mate. Thanks to you again, and Corey, the family as always. And I think the old man tuned in tonight, so I don't know. I'm not sure he really knew what was going on, but I think he was there watching.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, I hopefully enjoyed it. Hopefully, I think the show up front will give him something to look at, that's for sure. And then to see your good self come away with a great result is fantastic as well, mate. So congratulations once again, and look forward to seeing you out there and maybe in here again in the coming weeks.
Thanks, Alex. It's a pleasure, mate. Cheers.
There you go, folks. It's Mr. Ryan Chenoweth, as we affectionately call him, the wildlife warrior. I used to call him a snake catcher. And then I had a chat with him one day on his stream, and he set me straight. There's not just snakes that he's into all sorts of things. And I'm just looking at that accident laying out in front of him. And this is one of the skills that you've got to have in any of the racing. It's the ability to pick your way through an incident and come out cleanly. It's one thing to be involved in them. It's another thing to avoid them in the cut and thrust and the adrenaline of the opening laps of the race. Now, I've got a couple in the green room that I'm going to be careful with. I will bring him up. And I'm warning, we're going to be careful, Mr. Hendrickson. Hello. There was some stuff going on in there. Can I just start? Irrespective of incidents and what have you, really strong performance to come back in the mid stages of the race, mate. I imagine you had the bit between the teeth.
It was something, Alex. Most of the guys in that front pack I've raced nice and clean and very respectfully with, but there seems to be one exception to that rule. It was a Sunday Night Lights experience. Let's just keep it at that, shall we?
Yeah, mate. Look, can I tell you, the racing up front, particularly, it started out hot and heavy. It took a bit of a break. Everyone took a breath in the middle, and then it was spectacular at the end and certainly very spectacular finish. But not having viewed it, mate, and I haven't gone through it in any great detail. I'm not going to sort of unpack it too much, but certainly I can say I did enjoy seeing the hard charge through the middle stages after the early incident, mate. And it's
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, you got to right. You got to get the bit between the teeth and go on and try and get back into it. And get back into it, you did, mate. I thought the move through the initial part of that final sector through the final 2 corners, I couldn't believe that you got it up in there and were in a chance at the end. But then it all unstitched there.
Yeah.
Here's what it is.
Takumi.
Yeah, I know. Right? And Dimitri.
I looked at I'm going to ride Takumi at a PM. Looking at it, I'm tighter than Luke was in front of us. So that's at least good. But there was still 30 centimeters to my left. Of course, you could say there's 30 centimeters to his right, to his left. But ultimately, I was the one to make the move. So, at least I donated a P4 to him at the end there. It did cost Tim's race, though. I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, that was a shame. It was a strong performance from him up until then as well. So that is what it is,
Yeah.
mate. It's part of racing, unfortunately. We all know what we sign up for in that one. But listen, it's been great to see you out there during the week and having the chance to race with you myself, although not successfully. It's still a bit of work for me to do, that's for sure. But listen, thanks very much for joining us, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Three groups actually. First of all, of course, my fantastic Team Torpedo team. I'm very glad Ant came back last week to give me some fun races. I hope he returns again soon. But expect Team Torpedo for the rest of the Skippy community. Then the Skippy Discord community. Have a look on the forums. The Skippy Discord community is a group of about 250 people now. That just love racing together. Fantastic community, great chats in Discord. Highly recommended. Look on the forums, I think, for the link. Do I say that right, Alex?
Yeah, I think you got it, mate.
Good. And last of all, the person who apparently did this today all on his own. I mean, it is an incredible achievement to put up this fantastic group of people every week for a massive race. I'd just like to thank you, Alex, for all the work you do for the community.
Oh, I really appreciate it, mate. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge following solo, but look, you guys make it easy when you put on such a great show. So it's just the only difficult thing is knowing where to look because there was so much going on. But listen, thanks, Tim. I really do appreciate it, mate, and look forward to seeing you out there again soon.
See you later, mate.
There you go, folks. Tim Hendrickson. Yeah, you'd have to go back and unpack that one to see what you make of that last one. Certainly unfortunate for Philippides. He had no part in that, obviously, and the accident unfolded in and around him and on top of him at the end there. But still, it's part of racing. We're not out there playing for sheep stations, but we're not out there mucking around either. So, but let's move on. We've got the aforementioned. Now, hang on, I got to go in finishing order, and yeah, I do have to bring up Mr. Philippides, mate. I was just talking then about how unlucky you were. Can I just start off by saying top drive to be right there in at the end, right in it there at the end, I should say. Put yourself in a fantastic position. I thought you were going to win it. And then you got T-Bone blindsided. Was that as much of a surprise to you as it was for me, mate?
I mean, I saw them in the corner of my eye, but I just didn't realize that Tim was going to come right back over into me like that. And then, the horrible thing is my engine blew up, and I was just trying to get the car to roll forward. It just wouldn't. So I was just watching everyone go past. It was painful.
No, mate, I feel for you because once again this week you've put in the yards, had the good pace. And look, like I said, I thought it was a top drive, probably the best one you've done here on a Sunday night. That it all came on. Your reward was a blue and orange car into the side pod, mate. His side of the finish line too. The irony is amusing for me, but not obviously for your good self. And I was so disappointed for you at the same time. But listen, really strong performance there. Before that, I assume the race was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely my best race. I mean, SNL I've definitely never had really good races, I feel. Whereas this one, I was actually battling, I mean, I'm not the most aggressive driver. I think everyone knows that. But actually, I think I led for 50 meters, so that was definitely a positive.
You could say you led an SNL race in a 5K strength of field. Not everyone can say that, though, right? So it's a good thing.
Yeah, and I kept up with the leaders for most of the race. So, no, definitely. It was definitely one of my best drives. So I was happy with that. Just for a second at the end, I was thinking maybe I can get seconds. And then, yeah, just all...
okay, man, stuck.
It was all over.
Yeah, that's it. Listen, yeah, I think you did more than hang on with the leaders too there just quietly. You really took it to them there, particularly in the second half of the race. So congratulations on a top drive, mate. And I'm sure with more performances like that, the results will come for you. So congratulations on that. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Just my wife, who sometimes see popping into my streams, probably preparing my dinner now. So I have to thank her putting up with me with all those races I do all week.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Good to talk to you. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for organising again.
No worries, mate. All right, folks. That might just about do us. Once again, Pablo Espes taking out, I think, his third victory. Might even be third on the trot, which is an outstanding performance, really. But Yeah, great drive by all the folks here this week. Really enjoyed it. The action out there was just too hectic to call and get right. So I don't know about you folks, but I'll be going back and watching it. But if you do want to watch it again, check it out on the Top Split YouTube channel. We'll post the replay up there along with all the replays of the previous 28 seasons of MNL and SNL action. And of course, we will be here each and every week on Top Split TV on Twitch, 9:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which is GMT plus 11, now that we've switched to the summer time. And of course, along with the Skip Barber Discord community that you can find the link for on the forums, you can check us out at the Top Split Discord. We have the SNL community there, another hub of Skip Barber action, where we post all the news and results around Sunday Night Lights. But that, folks, might just about do us. Thank you so much for joining us both on track and off. It is very much appreciated. I did want to give a big shout out to our Twitch subscribers. We've got some really long-term supporters of the channel. Your support is endearing and very much and enduring and very much appreciated, as is your support. Hitting like, subscribe, follow, all those things really, really helps us and helps us get the good word about the Skippy community and the Skippy racing. Stuff like we saw here tonight out there in the big wide world. But for now, folks, I've been your host, Alex McKellar. And until next time, I will say ciao for now.